Hey folks, welcome back to our Dice Tower preview. I'm Mark, and today we're taking a look at Materia Prima. Materia Prima is brought to you by Peacock Tabletops, and it's for 2 to 4 players, ages 12 and up, and games range anywhere from 60 to 90 minutes. Materia Prima is a game based in alchemy. You'll be scouring the landscape, mining for precious materials, trying to look in dusty old libraries for recipes in order for you to create the Philosopher's Stone. Oh, but your quest involves so much more than just the Philosopher's Stone. You're looking to have the most wisdom throughout the game and complete your personal quest while holding on to your soul stone. All right, here's a quick look at setup. You're going to take the tiles and lay them out and place the corresponding city cards near those cities. You're also going to grab some upgrade tokens for towers that will be placed on these cards as well in order for you to purchase and upgrade your alchemy tower down the road. Now, you're also going to receive a character. Now, there's several different character types. They're all alchemists, but they all have special abilities you'll note at the bottom here. And you'll get your own alchemy tower. This will be your home base, your shelter from the storm, so to say. You'll be storing a lot of your items and things here as well as your recipe for the Philosopher's Stone. So your alchemy tower becomes super important throughout the game. This is where you're going to be doing all your transmuting. This is where you're going to be creating your Philosopher's Stone. So you have several different types of elements, and there's a basic level, level 1, where you can find most of these by mining across the landscape, but then you're going to want to transform these into second level and third level elements, allowing you to create bigger and better items and allowing you to conjure a homunculus. I think I'm saying that right. These are little helpers. They all have different abilities and different stats, and they can really sway what you're doing throughout the game. They can help you hunt down different elements and minerals across the board. They can help you attack other alchemists out on the board as well. So they really come into play, and they are key to helping you win the game. So once you have your character and your alchemy tower, you're going to take these 2 cards and put them together. This kind of forms your tableau, your area that you'll be playing from. And you're going to also receive a private quest. And you're going to keep this secret throughout the game, hoping to achieve it by the end, getting you a bunch of points. And every player receives 1 soul stone, placing it on your board. And you're going to receive 3 cards, level 1 cards. These are items on a homunculus and a Philosopher's Stone, a partial Philosopher's Stone recipe. It's important too that each of these cards are all level 1 to start the game. And so the game starts with everyone placing their alchemy tower and their alchemists together somewhere on the board. Now, you can't place them in cities. They can't occupy spots that could be mined for elements, but you just find an open spot to place them, and you do this in turn order. Now, before we take a look at all the different actions and possibilities you can do as you play this game, let's take a quick look at your character card and your alchemy tower. Alchemy tower is pretty nice because it outlines how the stones transmute between each other. And your character card has stats. The top stat is your attack ability. The second one is your defense. The third is how much minerals or elements you can carry. And the last one is how many actions you can perform on this turn. And you'll also notice there's 2 columns, one under a heart, one under a skull. If you happen to lose all your soul stones, you become soulless. And you have increased stats, but having a soul stone is very important throughout the game, as well as scoring at the very end. So on your turn, your alchemist can perform up to 3 actions. Now, if you have any homunculus or up to 3 out on the board, they can perform actions as well, but you can never have more than 3 of these helpers out on the board. Now, the actions you perform, there's 4 that are probably the main ones you're going to be using, like movement. For every hex you move is an action point. And you might be mining, so you find these spots in the hexes that have elements. You're mining for those elements, and you'll just grab one from the bag of the particular type that it calls for. Now, if you stumble across a hex that has elements scattered across because someone has dropped them or discarded them, it will still cost you action points to pick each one of those up. Also mining. And if you choose to discard, if you're on a hex and you need to get rid of some elements because you need different types, then you'll just drop them on the hex, and that's an action as well. Also, you might fight. So not only your alchemist can engage in battle, but also one of your homunculus can. And they have stats just like your character, and you're looking for that attack versus defense against who you're going up against. You're going to take the dice, roll them. The attacker needs to beat the defense value in order to win. If it's a tie, the defender always wins those ties. Now, as the defeated player, depending on if it's your alchemist or your homunculus, the homunculus is then removed from the board, and any elements it was carrying immediately go to the attacker. Now, if it was your alchemist, not only do your elements that you were carrying go to the attacker, but also your soul stone goes. And then, of course, there's a tough choice. Getting all these new elements. If you don't have room in your pack, then you got to make some tough choices about which ones you're going to carry. Anything you can't carry or you wish to discard just gets left in the hex. Now there's 4 other actions that we're going to take a look at, and these are going to be ones that are special that you use probably still quite frequently. And converting is like the big one. When you're at your tower, converting elements from one to the other. So in this example, we're going to take air, fire, and iron and turn those elements into mercury and copper. Taking copper and mercury together, we're going to turn those into gold. And of course, remember, the reason you're converting all these elements one to another is because you're trying to either achieve certain items, you might be trying to create a new soul stone or armor, something of that nature, or you might just be looking for elements to bring out a new homunculus. So there's lots of different reasons, and of course, the main thing you're after is creating that Philosopher's Stone. Equip is another action you might use. At the tower, you can exchange items or elements, things of that nature. Now you can also do research. You go to one of the cities and you look at these city cards. There's icons in the bottom left showing what you can research. So you might be looking for Philosopher's Stone research, or you might be looking for items. Either way, use an action based on the icon on the card will dictate which card you're going to draw. Another thing you might do in the city is purchase an upgrade for your tower. So there's lots of different things that can happen here, but on each of the cities is a bar, an upgrade bar that you're going to purchase, which the element that's on the far left of that bar, that's the purchase price. And then what's left is what you'll receive. And those are automatic things that can happen on your turn. And you can have as many of these as you wish. However, you can only have one active at any one time. So for example, we'll pay the cost, we'll acquire this upgrade token and place it now in our tower. And now that's an ability we'll have throughout the game. And again, we can be swapped, but as soon as you acquire it, you can't use it. You have to wait till your next turn. And the final action we'll take a look at is transmuting. Again, at the tower, you can use elements and turn them in, basically transmuting an item, maybe it's armor, something of that nature, or you're going to be summoning the homunculus. So taking your homunculus card, having the appropriate elements on hand in order to summon the homunculi. They will get a base in your color and placed out with the tower. All right, so now let's take a closer look at the Philosopher's Stone, because it is one of the things you need anyway to trigger the game end. And to create this, you're going to need to find 3 parts to a recipe. You gather those parts and then you can summon or create the Philosopher's Stone, giving you that token. That all gets stored in the tower. And another thing you need in order to trigger the game end is to complete your personal quest. So there's lots of different quests, they're varied and they do a lot of different things. However, in this example, we're going to burn down the city of Windshire. We're going to drop off 9 fire elemental tokens here in order to fulfill our quest. So those are a couple of the things you have to do. And also, again, to trigger the game end, you need those 2 things done, as well as possessing a soul stone. If you've lost all your soul stones, you can't trigger the game end until you reacquire one, which is all in the tools. You can basically build another soul stone. So you've done all the things to trigger the game end. You built the Philosopher's Stone. you finished your personal quest and you possess a soul stone. The game ends. And then you total up wisdom points. And whoever has the most wisdom points is going to win the game. There's all kinds of ways to get wisdom points. You can get them off your homunculi cards. You can get them from the elements that you possess. You can get them from the stone that you created and the different sets, as well as, of course, your personal quest. So all these things come together in order to give you a total for wisdom. And whoever has the most wisdom is going to win the game. All right, folks, just a reminder once again, this has been a Dice Tower paid preview. Everything you've seen here has been in prototype form. So keep a close eye on the campaign for any changes that still may occur. Now, with that said, I really found the whole element in acquiring and conversion of elements in order to get the different items or the homunculus that you wanted out on the board was the thing that really engaged me with this. A lot of neat decisions around those elements. What do I hold on to? What do I let go of? Things of that nature. But ultimately, folks, if this looks like a game that would be of interest to you, I'm sure they'd appreciate your support. So I think that's it for me, and until next time, we'll see you at the table.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching the Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.